God bless you, the mental health pastor here, Fernando Cottrell. And this is day number seven of the 30 Days Better is Possible challenge. And I'm excited and encouraged once again to be able to share with you what I believe is cutting edge, relevant, biblical, thought provoking, and emotionally stimulating to help us all grow and experience what God has for us in our lives. So today is day number seven. Day number seven. I'm excited because this is a topic that I know so many people struggle with. Patience. And so we're talking about today mastering patience, mastering patience. Somebody said, "Oh, you can't master patience." I said, "Well, let's just try to see." I believe God doesn't give us things or call us to things that we cannot obtain or do or have some level of mastery over. The one thing about achieving anything great, you got to cooperate with it. You have to participate with the process of whatever that thing is. So if you're looking at patience through the lens of impatience, of course you can't be patient. But if you look at patience through the lens of what God has said or what the Word has outlined, or strategies and things we can do, then it creates the possibility that I can master patience. I can be patient. I can wait because we are called to wait. We are called to wait. We are called to endure. That takes patience to endure something. And we see biblically so many stories of people that had to wait. Jacob waited. Jesus was called as the Messiah, but he comes through by way of a baby, through a virgin birth by way of a baby, and and he's not public with his ministry until he's at the age of 30. So that we see him waiting. We see them waiting in the upper room. Jesus said, "Go in the upper room and wait. Wait till you for the power." So waiting is of God, and when we wait in a healthy way, we will receive the just outcome associated with walking out the process of that particular situation. And so let's talk about how can we really master patience? How can we master? Let me pull up this. One of the things we got to know that patience is not God trying to deny us of something. Sometimes we are impatient because we feel or think or somehow that something is not going to be ours. We're not going to get something. So I have to maybe greedily go after it or ambitiously try to get it or just manipulate the process because we feel in some way that if I don't get involved in this, I might not have this particular promise or thing. And sometimes we can run after the right thing, but in the wrong way, and it's still wrong. And so the scripture says in James, the first chapter, verse 4, he says, "Let patience have its perfect work." Let patience have its perfect work. That means let it run its course. That means we have to sit in the midst of a process that may take longer than we think. But it also says this uh, that we would like for it to take. But it also says this. So when patience has its perfect work, we will be entire and complete, lacking nothing. So it lets me know that patience, if it's done right, in a healthy, walk the process out in a healthy way, there is something that's at the end of it that is complete and entire, and we're not lacking anything. We don't have to desire extra or try to get more because the idea of waiting in the right manner is really God trying to get it to you. Patience is really God is trying to get what He has for you uh, in a healthy and holy way. And so we can master patience. Galatians 5:23, 5:22 rather, says, "But the Holy Spirit or the fruit of the Spirit uh, is love, joy, peace, patience." Patience is a characteristic of the Spirit. Patience is a characteristic of Christ. So it's one of the fruit of the Spirit. People say, "Oh, we want to walk in power. We want to walk in demonstration." No, we need to walk in the fruit. The fruit actually produces the power. We're trying to walk in power without fruit. But if we begin to just understand that the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, we all know there's more. Okay, let's read it. Goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, kindness, self-control. Against such there is no law. And so, uh, patience is something God has put in us. Patience is actually God trying to protect us, because many times, as I mentioned, we can run after the right thing and get it in the wrong season, and we lack the character, we lack the development, we lack the structure, the inward structure of righteousness at times to handle the right thing in the wrong season. Did y'all hear anything in that? I've been there. 1991, I believe. I felt like I heard the Spirit say to me at a big conference, I called you to be obedient and not ambitious. I've heard that. I thought, to the point where I thought somebody said something to me, because I remember being in the aisle at this conference and I heard it in my ear, and I turned around and looked and said, who said that? And then I remember God just said some other things after that in my heart. But that was a big turning point for me, because how I'm wired, I'm adventurous. I'm a go-getter. I run after things. And sometimes I remember in my life I got some things that too early and I couldn't handle it. I got some things too early and it was the right thing, but in the wrong season, and the timing was off, and I lacked the development to handle the right thing. Just because you got the right thing, but you can get it in the wrong season through being impatient, manipulative, and ambitious, and you just lack the discipline, and then you get the right thing and you can't handle it. That's why a lot of people can't. They want titles that they haven't waited for. They want callings and mantles that they haven't walked the process out to graduate into it. And so patience is what God called us to be. It's a, it's the saying, it's a virtue. It's an important aspect of living, obtaining, achieving, and living a healthy and balanced life. Now, in that time of waiting with patience, patience doesn't mean you don't do anything towards the vision or whatever the outcome you desire, but there are organic things you can do while you're waiting. There are things you can do in the process until you get the bigger thing. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's connected with this person. Maybe it's going back to school. There are things we can do that are in line to the process that we could do. So often we ignore the little things that we can have as structural preparation or a structural platform. We ignore the things we can do, trying to get the bigger thing that we're not even ready for yet. But there are things we could do, and en route, you're actually building a platform to graduate into the outcome or what God has put in your heart that you're supposed to have. And so ultimately, we want God's will. We want the will of God. We want the will of God. And sometimes we start comparing ourselves to others and we can feel like we're behind schedule. And next thing you know, you're operating with that mindset, I'm behind schedule. And then it can create anxiety, and that anxiety starts creating movement. Next thing you know, you're anxiously and zealously chasing and trying to get something that's not for now. But what is for now are the things in preparation. So when that thing happens, it's able to be housed in what was developed as maybe the structure to place that in. So the structure oftentimes is character. We want God's will, but sometimes we want what God's promised, but we don't want his will, or we don't want his ways en route to it. And so um, Isaiah 40:31 says, but those that hope in the Lord, those that wait upon the Lord, those that are waiting upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. In other words, they're going to soar. Then it says they're going to run and not be weary, and walk and not faint. I believe when we wait in a healthy way, we will last. Many are not lasting. Many are frustrated. Many are angry. Many are agitated. Many are weary because they got the right thing in the wrong season. And there are times God will let you get the right thing in the wrong season, but it'll frustrate you. And then you have to go back to square one to now begin a healthy process so you can handle that. And there are many people that are frustrated. There are many people that you feel like, God, what have you done? Where's the promise? The promise is right here, but so is the process, and so is patience. And so, did that make any sense to anybody? So let's look at this. It is a fruit of the Spirit. God has called us to be patient. God has called us to wait, even in the upper room before the Spirit came. He said, go and wait. Wait until you be endued with power. So there is a waiting. I'm telling you, man, this waiting thing is deep and it's profound and it's powerful. And it has all of who God is connected to it. It has his character, it has his promises, it has his will connected to waiting. Patience. It's a virtue. It's an opportunity to prove God. You and I are not behind schedule. Sometimes we just feel, man, it ain't happened fast enough. Let me maneuver something. Let me cause something to happen. And then when you get it, it's the wrong timing because we didn't get it in a healthy, holy, honest, righteous way. So I want to encourage you and let you know that we can master patience. God has called us to master patience because patience, he said, let it have its perfect work. That means that there is a perfect work to it. That means there is a right way for patience. What is the right way? Allowing it to have its perfect work. So at the end, it doesn't lie. It speaks because it's connected to God. And so it says we're going to be complete and entire, lacking nothing or wanting nothing. Some translations say. I don't know about you. That sounds like a powerful thing to have. So be encouraged. Know that God has equipped, called, empowered you to master patience. One of the things we have to do is just say, God, help me. I recognize it's not time. Just acknowledging acknowledge at times that God, you know what? If you didn't, I don't want to toil to make this happen. Help me. Give me the strength and the insight and the wisdom to wait. But while I'm waiting, let me do what I'm supposed to do. There are some organic and essential things to do. So when the outcome happens, the outcome would fit what you prepared uh, while waiting for it. All right. God bless you. The mental health pastor here. This is day number 7, mastering patience. Appreciate you. Be encouraged.